Okay, so we're trying to print QSL labels once a contest is finished. First thing is to import them into the Xkeeper. That's what I'm using this one to get QRZ data, like QSL via stuff like that. First of all, let me delete this here. So I'm pressing Control on the keyboard and delete. Okay, so I've deleted all the QSOs there. I'm recomputing here into the check progress tab. Right, so let's import an ADIF file. I'm gonna choose non-compliant. Start this one here. Yeah, so they all imported. Actually, let me quickly delete them again because I was actually trying to import a different ADIF file. Okay. So this is not a contest ADIF file. It's an ADIF exported from HDR logbook, which I normally use for login. Unfortunately, this version, last three version of HDR logbook, hasn't got an automated QRZ lookup function. So I'm gonna press the Alt key on the keyboard and then CBA. I do have set up the QRZ. Let me just check some config here. Whole book. Yes, the XML data lookup with a 60 seconds timeout. I'm gonna ignore the geocode grid squares. This is my these are my login details here. I've got a subscription there. So Alt key, CBA, yes. Nah, that's fine. Yeah, so I started to gather data for every call sign in the logbook, like address and stuff that it hasn't found. It's gonna pop up a little window letting you know that this is gonna take a while. So once we've done that, we're gonna export the ADIF file with QRZ information in it again to an ADIF file, and we're gonna have a look there and edit it in a different program. Well, I'm pretty sure they're easier. There pops another one. Easier ways to do it. It's just I haven't explored every other option. Even the Xkeeper's got a module for printing QSLs and stuff like that, so but I haven't used that. In HRD logbook, you've got to look up every single. I'm not sure whether there's any other option. May have to look it up individually. Comes up here, the QSL via and all that. There's another one that hasn't been found on QRZ. Maybe I've copied wrongly. I'm not sure if it's an FT8 one. Not really, but okay. So we've got all the details here. The QSL via. You've got to add this. Add the config here. I just sort of select whatever you need. I'm not gonna add another one now. I don't need anything else. I'm interested in the comment because that's where I normally add the contest information. Okay, so let's export that to standard ADIF file. Okay, so pretty. Okay, so let's explore the freshly exported ADIF file. Yes, it's this one here. Let me see if comments where. Yeah, the comments are here. The one I'm interested in, and QSL via most probably is there. So great stuff. I'm not gonna actually. So now I'm gonna edit this file again in order to print QSL labels. So let's edit that with ADIF master, which is right here. And let's import that. Okay, we've got to open it. Sorry, yeah, forgot about that. You don't have to import it. Yeah, so what I'm interested in is, in particular for my QSL labels, are the comments, because they contain, in my case, the contest. Right, so you see here YODXHF20, which is this column here. Oops. Okay. I'm not interested in that. Okay. Okay, and I'm also interested in QSL via. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave only the normally the call signs. So I'm gonna weed out all this stuff here, stuff like that. Kind of useless. That's cool. So I'm gonna leave it. Oh, that was UTTK. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so the reason I'm using these programs is to make it easier to edit all this information, basically, in order to prepare it for labeling. So I'm gonna save it now. Yeah, it's all been saved. I'm gonna close this. Just before we close ADIF master, let's have a quick look at how to fill up several cells at the same time. You can't fill them up from blank. You see, replacing selection won't work, or if we have a bit of a text we want to paste there, it won't work either. It only works with one cell, so if you want to fill up more cells, you select them, click on the one you've got the text in, replacing selection, any text, and you just do it like that. To delete them is a bit easier. You just select them and press delete. You just type a couple of blank, a couple of spaces there, and you got them here. Then any text here. Okay. Now, as you can see, it all works. To delete them, it's easier. Go to select all them, press delete. I've just realized there is a contest ID field here, filled up by N1mm, as you can see here. So I'm gonna probably use that next time I'm printing QSLs. Okay. I would have thought it was erased by HRD logbook, but it's still there, so great. So this new ADIF file, we're gonna import it into Logger 32. So you've got that. You need to install that as well. I mean, obviously, unless you found other ways easier ways to, and in case you already use these programs. So Logger 32. Again, I don't use Logger 32 for logging. I use HRD logbook, and I'm only using Logger 32 to clean up again this ADIF file. Logger, I couldn't find a way. I think there is an additional program which you can use to gather all this information from QRZ automatically, but I haven't kind of explored that. So anyways, now because I don't use Logger 32 for logging, I've created a little bat file to clear up the login Logger 32 before importing it. So what it does, it deletes the previous log, these 4 files, and then it pauses, and then it starts Logger 32 automatically. So anyway, I'm just gonna run it now. Okay, so we have no log now here. It's empty basically. So we're ready to import that. Okay, flag QSLs for QSL export file. That's important because we're gonna have to once again export the cleaned up and ready to be imported into the LogPrint program ADIF file. So there you are. That's my call sign there. Yeah, I'm gonna import everything there. Okay, so they should be all there. Yeah, I couldn't find a way. As I said, it's probably a different program to automate some tasks in Logger 32. But anyway, let's not worry about that. We've got the comments and all that there probably. Yeah. So now I'm gonna export this. I'm not gonna use export log. I'm gonna use export files, export QSL. So what's this doing? It exports a cleaned up ADIF file. Got any custom fields here? Alright, so this is the folder where I'm gonna export it. Yeah, let's do that. There's already. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that. 278. No, for the moment that's fine. Okay, we can probably close that now. Actually, let's just minimize that. Yeah, let's open that file we've just exported, which is probably this one here. Yeah. Just find a quick name there. Right, so this has been exported by Logger 32. Right. Okay. Yeah, so we got all the call signs, and I've got a comment here as well. So everything is good. Yeah, so now I'm gonna start. You can start it. I've got it set up here. Here, LogPrint. I've got to install it. Don't install this LogPrint. This you can find this on Logger 32 webpage. And the utilities, don't install it in the C drive, in the program files and stuff like that, because you can install it on the C drive directly. Create a folder there, like C whatever LogPrint, that's a folder, let's say. Yeah, so they don't install in the program files because it's not going to be able to read its INI file. I'm going to cancel that anyway. Okay, I've defined several labels. There's a very good website which I was inspired by. I wouldn't have done this without that website, to be honest with you. There is a help file coming with this program, which I've skipped through it, so yeah, as usual. But is this one here tells you exactly how to do everything there in the program. Anyways, it's got another web page here, an older one, again with all the setup and stuff like that, which is, you have to go for this pretty easy. These are for letter formatted labels, so if you're in Europe you need A4 labels like L7160, I believe, which has got 21 labels on it and stuff like that. I'm using custom label, which is set up here because I've printed these on a Bråther printer, which yeah, it's one of those auto feed labelers like Diamond, Bråther and stuff like that. So all you need to do is just count one label down and one across, and then you've got the details of the label here. That is the program that comes with these labeling machines. Yeah. Okay. So if we type properties here, position, yeah, you see all the dimensions there, and you've got to modify millimeters into decimal inches. Let's see if we can make a bit of a sense of that. Decimal, it means a decimal system. Decimal inches, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, so it's, instead of fractions, you've got this 2.4, this, so that's in inches, everything. There's another label I've set up there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah, so most of this stuff is from this web page here, and from the help file in the LogPrint program, which is here. Yeah, you'll find a lot of information on his groups.io. I think it's hamlogger group. Yeah, you'll find a lot of information there as well. Anyways, so yeah, you've got all these fields here. If you need to clear one of these fields, like field 1, you have to click on clear all here. Don't just modify stuff then, just, you know, leave it half defined. You have to, if you want to clear it, otherwise the program is gonna get stuck and stuff like that. Now this, I've been having a bit of a problem with this app, LogPrint. Doesn't process that. That's why I've gone through all this ADIF filtering and used the Logger 32 Pro. Because it gets stuck if it's trying to process a ADIF file which is not exported via Logger 32 export QSL. It will get stuck in some of it. Can't read some of the fields there, probably. I'm not sure what. I've had success with ADIF file exported from HRD logger and logbook and stuff like that, but not all the time. But if you want 100% success with this one, you need to export it from Logger 32 here as QSL file, which is an ADIF file, but it's pretty filtered out and stuff like that. So which is this one here. Yeah, so Anyway, now with this program you can print multiple QSOs with the same station on the same label, which is quite useful. As for example, this one here, EA4BS, I've got 2 QSOs with it, and you can define how many here, how many QSL lines per label. So if you've got 7 QSOs with this station, they will all be printed. If you go more than 7, I'm not sure what's happened, but what's gonna happen. But I've experimented with 8 or 9. I can see, can't remember. Hardly anyone would have 7 QSOs unless you're in a contest and stuff like that. So yeah, you've got all these fields. The orientation for Bråther label printer is landscape. Date form I've chosen this one. Associated she is custom 1, which is this one here. Oops, not that one. It's this one here, yeah, which is pretty much close to a QL550 Bråther printer. Yeah, so you know, you just type print and it will print all the labels there. Yeah. Before that, however, you can use obviously smaller labels for 1 QSO with a particular station, which is probably gonna be the default rule. So for that, again, you need a little program which is explained on this website by K5LAD. Thank you for all the info there. Which is, again, it's a little program which splits. It's by SP7DQR. Thank you again. It splits this QSL ADIF file in into 2. One of the ADIF file is gonna contain all the stations with 1 QSO only, and the other one is gonna contain, the other ADIF file is gonna contain all the stations multiple QSOs 2 upwards. Okay, so we've got 250 QSOs with per calls with 1 QSO and 13 calls with 28 QSOs. Yeah, I'm gonna use basically for the 250 I'm gonna use a different label, and for the 13 I'm gonna use that Bråther label, as I said. Okay, so as you can see, they've come up here: QSL1, QSO, qslmulti. Yeah, so we can basically import that here. That's the multi one for this custom label for QL550 Bråther label printer. Let's preview that. Okay, we've got 2 QSOs there with this station. Now for the QSLs with 1 QSO per station, we're gonna have to choose that first. Go to setup and use L7160 setup here. As you can see here, yeah, you've got all the stations with 1 QSO only. As you can see at the bottom of each label, if he was in a contest, that's the comment field in the ADIF file. It's going to come up here. I don't use contest ID because I need to set it up. The HRD logbook has only got a handful of them, so there's a lot of them missing there. So I'm using the comment field for the contest basically. QSL via As I said, it's important for these stations. That's why we use the DX keeper to import all that data from QRZ. Yeah, so right here, as you can see, the associated L7160 160, yeah, the label sheet there. Preview, yeah. Now, if you want to modify here something, like if you want to move these things a bit higher or to the left or to the right, you can modify here and click refresh, and it will show up directly up here how it looks like. So how it's looking like, and you can modify on the spot there, which is quite nice. Yeah, so number of QSL lines per label is 1 here with well, the distance doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, so things like that. You can select a BMP image if you want for normally for QSLs, but you can use one for the label itself if you want, you know, a little. It's got to be a BMP, and yeah, file, a bitmap. This is portrait here, name, yeah, output printer. You can output it to BMP or JPEG there if you want. Printer wise, you can select the printer here. Yeah, for yeah, again, information on these pages and Hamlogger group. You can use a PDF printer and then print it as you like to the, let's say, to PDF. Okay, print. Okay. It's a mess here. High quality, okay. Yeah, so you can see the progress by is printing the labels. That's for one station with one QSOs only, L7160 label. And it's come up here. Yeah. Yeah, so they're all ready to be printed basically. Go print. Select your printer, whatever. Yeah. You've got to leave here the actual size. Don't select fit or other things like that. Just leave it like that. Oh no, finer print here. Quality, whatever. And also, as you can see, these all come in order, alphabetical order, because we've selected, I've forgotten to tell you about this, label file sort option. Sorted by call, so that's the log actually. Don't just forget about this top one. That's if you want to print your log on whatever, print it into an HTML or whatever file. So sorted by call and QSO date. You can select here QSL via as well, but make sure you don't have any thing like this, like bureau here, for example, because this will select, even though this will select it by, I'm not sure whether it will select it by QSL via first. Hold on. Primary, yeah, it's by call basically. Secondary, yeah, I'm not sure whether you've got to experiment with that. Let's do it once again. See what's happened there. Let's close this file. Sorted by QSL via primary, and then by the call, because obviously if it's a station in whatever Africa and it's got a QSL via in USA, let's say you want to send it to the USA station, it's gonna print it out in order. You don't have to sort them out afterwards. You just, you know, stick the labels and they are in order, in reverse order obviously. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, let's try once again. yeah, the document was actually saved somewhere else in the documents. Yeah, I was opening the wrong one. Yeah, so now that we've sorted out by QSL via first and then the call, you can see if you have something like a bureau here, something like that, this German station is sorted as a B, starting with a B, basically. So it's between America and Portugal here, I believe, or one of the islands, I can't remember. Yeah, so that was the idea. Leave only the call signs here. Not the end of the world, obviously, but you still have to have a look through them. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, as I said, I've noticed here MFSK. This must be the FT4. I'll have to have a look into that. Great. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much it. This top fill is for if you want to print your log. You can print QSLs as well, which I haven't gone through yet. This is not actually. This is nothing clear all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. With all these precautions, I've learned that LogPrint sometimes still doesn't like the file exported from logger 32. Let's have a quick look. So it does this basically. It hangs. It gets stuck in reading the this filtered out qsl.ad file. So in this case, let me just sort of close LogPrint. I've learned that if I delete this string here, srx string, it works. So let me just copy this. I'm gonna insert it here and replace it with nothing. So you can bring up this little window here with Control H from hotel. Okay, so they all deleted now. I'm saving this and let's start LogPrint again. Let's try to print now. Yeah, so now it's printing. So he didn't like that basically. What I'm suggesting, you can always filter out the not the QSL80 before importing it to the logger 32. You can filter out the ADIF file imported from the Xkeeper, which is imported here, and you can delete all the unnecessary ADIF fields, like this one here, for example. QSL via, now we're gonna need that. Grid square, address, whatever. That SRX string here, which caused problems. Email, latitude, longitude, whatever. What else is here? I don't know, IOTA, state, all this stuff, before importing it into logger 32, and then you'll have a successful label printed with LogPrint. I've learned this post-production, so I'm inserting this little part into the original video. Okay. Yeah, so if you've got one of these thermal label printers, like I've mentioned before, the QL550, you can also use its own app to print labels. But I don't know, there's some scripting is done there. I haven't figured out how to actually add multiple QSOs on the label. That was the only. You've got to connect to the. I use the ham radio deluxe, and it's got databases for its for every call sign there, which are located in. Right, so if I connect to this database here, which is pretty large, so it takes a bit of a time. Just hide those names there. Yeah, so this is the logbook in HRD. Logbook is this one here. Accessed it through this app that comes with the Bråther printers. So I'm gonna sort this by time. Also, I've got them in order there because they might be a bit. They might not be sorted by. Okay, so I've got call sign here. Yeah, so maybe you add. You go to insert database field, and then you just call sign here, whatever. So this is the call sign. Then you can add, you know, the QSL data and stuff like that, and you will eventually look something like this, right? So you've got all the details that you want there, basically, yeah, and you just print. That's pretty much it.